Johnny Sykes, flop of the week.
Well, for all of those of you who haven't heard this segment, this is your weekly news roundup. What an interesting couple of weeks it's been. Not good for guys named Armstrong, though. Since we last did the show, we saw the release of Prince Harry's naked pics. He's on the cover of every magazine over here in the States. Buckingham Palace did confirm he is a ginger. Tat blamed his antics on a broken home, family living off of taxpayers, growing up on estates, and time spent in institutions. Although MI5 allowed photographs to be printed of Harry naked and wearing a Nazi uniform to avoid embarrassment to the royals, they've suppressed pictures of him wearing a Liverpool shirt.
No!
Actually, you know what? I had to double check the photos to see if, it was really him and he did have his meat and 2 veg out, and wasn't just being carried around on Mick Hucknall from Simply Red's shoulders. Actually, Liam, it was someone within the Pitch Talk family who sent me the pics of Harry in the buff, but I can't tell you who it was. Hey, Harry's not Big T! Hey, Harry's not the only one to get battered in Vegas and make a fool out of himself. Amir Khan's been doing it for years. It was a week in which I wanted to do something to celebrate the end of my hero, Lance Armstrong's cycling career, so I took a bunch of drugs and went for a bike ride. Anyway, let's get on with it. Tonight's Pitch Talk Flop of the Week is brought to you by Garland Vacuum, Santa Monica, California. Our business sucks. It was the transfer deadline this week, and as we all know, being an Arsenal fan on transfer deadline day is like being in a nightclub watching all your mates pull the best-looking birds while you sit in the corner holding onto your woman until a bigger, sexier man comes along and takes her off to the VIP section. A day in which Michael Owen's wife is very busy, spending most of the time phoning Michael and in a gruff voice offering him ridiculous deals that she knows he'll turn down. It was a week in which we saw a few Premiership footballers' Twitter accounts hacked. The hacker was accused of posting messages from @Charlie Adams stating, "I'm a pussy, cat," had to add the cat of course. Sergio Aguero stating he was the C word, and Samir Nasri saying he was bent for Cristiano Ronaldo and wants his man parts. The only footballer we were able to speak with, Jezzy, was Samir Nasri, who stated to us, "I don't know what you mean, my Twitter wasn't hacked." We also got reports in, Liam, Manchester City footballer Courtney Meppen-Walter was released on bail following a car crash that has left 2 people dead. I was able to speak with investigators who have had to delay the case as they continue to try to find out who Courtney Meppen-Walter is. In Rangers news, G-man Ali McCoist has admitted that midweek training needed to be cut short due to Lee Wallace kicking the ball into next-door neighbour's garden. The next-door neighbour wasn't available for comment. Brendan Rodgers admitted last night that Carroll's departure to West Ham and Dempsey's failure to sign has left him with fewer striking options than a South African miner.
Wow.
Arsenal. I'll pause for that.
He's pausing. Dramatic pause.
Sorry, I've got to compose myself. Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger is delighted that new signings Santi Cazorla, Lucas Podolski and Howard Webb were able to secure their side's victory over Liverpool at Anfield. Arsene went on to state that the last time he saw a defence penetrated that badly, he was in a men's changing room at Debenhams in Manchester. Arsene also insisted Theo Walcott is happy at Arsenal and is confident the winger will sign a new contract with the Gunners. You'll remember G-Man Walcott has 1 year left on his current deal and was linked with a shock move to Manchester City, who offered to pay about £10 million cash for Theo and put the rest on their Arsenal club card.
Oh.
In related news, Juventus picked up Nicholas Bentner in a deal reported to see Arsenal pay around £5 million. Just get rid of him. This week, roving reporter Russ Vernon blew the lid off the Essex Lions story with an expose showing the cost to local taxpayers said to be in the millions. Turns out it was just a cat with a spray tan and hair extensions. The Essex police story, very similar to Rangers, who once chased 11 lions, who were also never caught. The cost for them, however, was liquidation. Personally, I just thought the Chavs had decided it was time to move on from Bull Terriers. Anyway, news coming out of our Hollywood office, Comedy Central has reached a comprehensive multimedia agreement with the Fenway Sports Group to the rights to all of Liverpool's matches through 2014.
Oh, mate.
And staying on the topic of Hollywood, will.i.am has told the Pitch Talk team he's very fortunate to walk away from his recent car crash with just a bleeding nose. Paramedics confirmed that was because Cheryl's seatbelt stopped her from biting down too hard when she hit the pole. will.i.am coincidentally became the first person to debut a record on Mars last week in an attempt to make the aliens think our only weakness is naff music. Liam, we were able to get feedback from Victor Moses following his first game for Chelsea after his transfer from Wigan. He told us he enjoys the game but wasn't sure who all the people were sitting in the seats around the pitch.
Oh.
Pitch Talk Flop of the Week. I'm Jonathan Sykes. Back to you, Liam.